Let's just start with Google Ads. What everybody
That's awesome.
feels that they need to go as their next step. As a small business who's trying to compete with other local businesses for attention through Google Ads, what's a good budget to start with?
Yeah.
You know, how can they kind of jump into that world from a beginner's perspective?
Yeah, so the budget question is always the really big one. And first, I think it really depends on your goals. So, and we have to kind of make up some made up scenarios here.
Sure.
But let's just say you have really defined systems. And what I mean by that is, let's just say you run a home service business and you understand, understanding your sales metrics are really important in that home service space. So that means understanding what your closing rate looks like, understanding what your lifetime value of that customer is. Because once you know that, let's just say you close 50% of your deals. You know, if you get 100 leads, you're closing 50 customers.
Sure.
Right? And the reason why I'm bringing up these numbers is because you need to be goal driven. In the way I like to look at it in digital advertising, you want to be goal driven. That's the best engagements. That's the best way that you're going to make money in a systematic way.
Sure.
You know, so if you know that, you know, you have a close ratio of 50% and you need 100 customers, well, getting 100 leads isn't going to help you. You need to get 200 leads. And what I would say is that if you know you need to get 200 leads to get the 100 customers, you then have to just decide, you have to say, okay, well, from there, how much do we think is our average cost per customer or cost per lead going to be? Let's just use you know, even if we use $100 or $10 even.
Sure.
Let's use $10, right?
Yeah.
$10 cost per lead, right? So we know that our budget at a minimum needs to be about $2,000. Now, those costs per leads, they're going to vary drastically,
yeah.
you know, and I'm sure you, like, in the credit union space specifically too,
Yeah.
from loans to checking accounts, you know, there's a
Absolutely.
big range
Yeah.
there. But so first is what I like to tell people is, like, get on the math. Because once you understand, like, why, like, what those numbers look like from your perspective, it's much easier to have that budgeting conversation with a professional, whether it's a freelancer or agency.